We're working on a new direction this month. Do you realize since January we've been rather focused? We've been trying to learn new things and trying to accomplish things and using our awareness to redirect our energies consciously. Yes? And we've been successful. We're waking up. Yay, okay. During the month of May, we're going to slow down just a little bit to give us time to integrate. You know, there always has to be an ebb. There's always has to be a time when we're reflecting and we're thinking back on what we've learned and we're approaching things slightly differently. So this is kind of what our overview is going to be during the month of May, how to really be that love that we want to be and profess to be. So when we start looking at that, let's always be aware that the life around us is intense. Are you aware of how intense our world is? Everything calls us to be ready, alert, full aware, and we are purpose-driven in our world. We wake up with a purpose, we go to accomplish that purpose, and that's kind of our on switch. Have you ever woken up without a purpose and you go, I don't know what I'm going to do today, and then you stay in bed? Because there's nothing that makes you get up, nothing that drives you. So we have used this for our benefit, to get us going, to get us motivated. We have a pass-fail system here. Every day we judge ourselves. Was I good? Did I pass? Did I fail? How did I do? We're judging ourselves all the time. And all of this is about the intensity in which we live. So I know that what I'm going to be asking you to do is extreme. Because we are actually living in a drama-filled world. Okay? All right. So we're going to be today looking at the power of gentle. When you think about gentle. Do you realize gentle is a space from which you can act? Yes. It's not an inactive space. It's a space that is filled with a sense of peace. It's a gentle space. All right. So we're going to start with looking at some of the messages that Jesus gave about the drama of it all. This is in 142, and he's teaching about how to walk your path. He says, the paths of carnal life do not run up the mountainside to the top. Our goal is higher consciousness. The paths of carnal life do not go straight up to the top of the mountain. They run around the mountain of life. And if you go straight up to the upper gate of consciousness, you will cross these carnal paths. Tread in them not. The paths of man go around the mountain, and if we are on a direct path to Christing and to Christ awareness, we will cross those paths, cross in them not. What we're doing when we cross those paths is that we are walking into the life path and the issues of others. How often do we walk with others in our consciousness, in our mind, in our state of being? Someone's having a bad day, therefore I am having a bad day. Someone is having an issue, therefore I am having an issue. Do you see? I was doing really great till you had a problem. And now I have to stop. And I have to deal with your problem. Instead of walking straight up. There's another scripture in here that's a beautiful one. He says, you will never be able to tend your own garden when you're constantly pulling the weeds of another. When our energy is always looking at cleaning up the drama that someone else has called us into. We really don't even realize how big a drama maker we are because we spend so much time in everybody else's drama. Can you guys understand that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, beginning to move from this drama-based reality, we need to be really clear on the path that we are walking and what our choices are. All right. We can never find a gentle space in someone else's drama. Got it? Because you cannot control the space. You're in their drama. Gentle is when you are at peace within. That's when your power comes from within you, and you can never find that if you are in somebody else's space. Okay. All right. Number 2. They showed me this vision, the guides, my spiritual guides and teachers, when I was praying for the message today. They showed me this vision of just a simple faucet, on a sink perhaps, a faucet, and how you can turn the faucet into extreme coming down hard, or just a gentle trickle coming down. And they said, it's all water. It doesn't matter if it comes rushing out with a fury, or if it comes trickling down. It is still water. It does not change the water. Got it? They said it's the same with our intentions. When we have an intention, we can out to the world with intensity. Or we can say our intention. The amount of energy that we give with that doesn't change the intention. Do you hear what I'm saying? And sometimes don't we think that we have to forcefully say something to get people to listen? Forcefully say something? So when we say with force, I need you to do this project, how does someone respond to us? If we say, with a gentle stream, I need you to do this project. Sure. Is my intention the same? But what do you hear when I start doing the force? You start hearing attachment, agenda. You start hearing a little bit of empowering out over you. Do you understand? Whereas if I just want to state my intention calmly, I need you to do this project. It's the same intention. Gentle, force. Gentle force. All right. Force creates an attachment. Our power almost powers over another. Gentle is a power that is within. Force can be reacted to. Gentle is clear. I need you to do this project. And you go, shall I or shall I not? But you do not react to me. There's nothing to react to. You can't move a gentle clarity. You can't manipulate it and you can't cajole it because it's coming from a space of power within. I need you to do this project. Can you feel it? When David was little, he won't remember this, but he was probably in elementary school. And I'm a mom. And I remember specifically one thing. I don't remember what I'd asked him to do, but I said to him, just calmly and clearly, like, David, let's just say I clean your room. David, I need you to clean your room. And his reaction is what startled me so. He went, I hate it when you talk to me that way. And I went, what? I am being calm and gentle? What is he talking about? And I asked him, and he couldn't tell me what he was upset about. But it was the fact that he couldn't come back at me. I'm just gently saying, honey, I need you to clean your room. There's no space to fight. There's no space to negotiate. There's no space to argue. Because there's no force. And it just really upset the child. And I'm sure he cleaned his room. When we look at learning to move from this force into this gentle space, do you think you would feel better about yourself if you lived more in that gentle space? Do you think you would conserve more of your energy if you lived in that gentle space? Has anybody been to a business meeting? A corporate business meeting? You know, that's when your minds are, I'm ready to rock. Minds are on, hearts are kind of dull a little bit. Don't tell me how you feel, tell me what you think. And so you're at that, and one of the leaders comes in a gentle way. The meeting falls apart, basically. No one knows how to respond. Well, what's going on today? What's wrong with this person? It's not our style, is it? It's not our style. So we want to start making it our style. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about how Jesus healed. So let me just paraphrase this one. There is a story of Jesus being asked to go and heal a child. And he is on his way to heal the child. The throngs are with him. His disciples are all with him. He's on his way to heal the child. And the servant comes and says, don't bother the master, the child is dead. So Jesus says to the dad, hold it together, come on, hold it together. And he went to the place where the child was. In the meantime, the mourners had already gathered. Mourners. The mourners were in preparation for this passing. And they had already begun the lamentation and the crying and all of the exuberance outside the home. Can you hear the mourners in your mind? Mm-hmm. Now, what I understand from Dr. Errico is that mourning was a profession. And the mourners would be ready to mourn, and then they would be paid for mourning. And they would mourn the passing, and then the body would be taken care of, and then it would literally be taken out of the city at some point, and the mourners would be all around as they took it out of the city and buried it and blah, blah. So this was a big deal to create all this energy. But can you imagine the drama of the mourning? Big sorrow. Well, the first thing that he did was he said, mourners, you need to go home. I got this. So he took all the drama of all the people who had left their path, other than to get the dime, wasn't theirs. They weren't really mourning for themselves. They left their path to get on this family's path. He sent them all away. We need to calm this situation. We need to let the drama go. And then he took his disciples, and he only took 2 of them with him, or 3 of them, and the mom and the dad. And he went up into the chamber, and then he did his prayer and put the healing love into the child, and he called back the soul of the child to re-enter the body. And the soul came back, and the child lived. And the child opened his eyes. And in that moment, with a gentle, healing energy, just Jesus and the child, the resurrection for the child occurred. Outside of everybody's path. Outside of the path of the mourners, outside of the path of people that were outside, outside of the path of even the mother and the father. Just he and the child, and the gentle energy occurred. Can you feel it? Any of you who have had a healing, any kind of healing, a Reiki, a color, or a crystal, anything, do you not feel the power in that? But is it not gentle? It is a power that does not make you react. It's a power that does not make you fight. It's a power that does not aggravate or call you to challenge. It's a power that just is, and it's gentle. There is a power in gentleness. It's really what I want you to hear. There is a power in gentleness. And it moves through us when we are focused, when we have the focus within. It moves through us to change matter and to change the world. All right. It isn't easy always to move to that space, but when we do, and we can feel the consciousness of gentle, there is always a clarity and there are no agendas. There's no hidden agenda. There's an intention. Do you realize the difference between intention and agenda? Intention is what I am intending to happen. Agenda is this, I'm going to make things happen. I'm going to make things happen outside. How I use the words. All right. There is a power and a focus from within in this space of gentleness. The power does not go outside of self. It comes within and expresses. So, it's easier to feel love in the gentle space, isn't it? Have you ever had someone say, I love you? And you go, what? Or they're screaming, I love you. Or they're forceful, I love you. And you're just looking at them going, okay. I'm protecting myself from that love. I hear you. Isn't it easier to receive the love when they're just gentle with it, when they look you in the eye and they say, I love you. And you go, I got that, thank you. You can receive that without any protection, without it calling up any defense. All right. So for us to begin to embody all that I've said so far, very simple things so far, yes? For us to begin, the first step is get out of the path of others. You know how I spoke that we use drama to get us up and going in the morning? We also use everybody else's energy to rile us up. Rile us up. That's an old expression, isn't it? To aggravate us, to get us upset, to give us a banner to stand behind. I'm going to champion my neighbor. I don't know what's happening in my own backyard, but I'm going to champion my neighbor. To get all upset. To use anger or force to validate something good. Get out of the path of others. Just think about it. We want to not use our energy where it is not wanted. If you are climbing the path directly up the mountain, and you meet somebody going crossways, and you meet them on your path, they're on your path, and you meet them as you're going up, and they ask you, what makes your life work? How can I get more of what you've got? Share. They're on your path, they're right in front of you. But then when you share, you don't follow them to make sure they do it. You don't check on them to make sure they followed what you said. And how often do we get angry when we give beautiful advice to someone and they don't do what we say? And then we find ourselves going around like this. We're on the mountainside again, somebody else's path. It is so tricky. We have to be so aware. This is not mine. This isn't mine. And when we really realize that, that's when we can look at our own feet and say, oh, I have a path. You know, so often people don't feel they do. I have a great path. I have a path. So, number one, get out of everybody's path. Don't get all upset. This is the only way to know what is true for you. Easy? Number two, don't invite the mourners onto your path. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Something bad happens to you, what's the first thing you do? You go through your list of friends and you say, who's going to side with me? Those that won't side with you, you do not call. Those that will side with you, that will put fuel on your fire, that will validate your position, those are the ones you start texting, calling, Facebooking. You're never going to believe what happened. So let's just make this little bitty thing into a huge bonfire. Let's burn it down. And I'll call forth all the mourners just to be on my side. Drama, bring it on. And this is, guys, you can say, well, that's a girl thing, and I'm going to tell you it's not. It's both. We all do it in equal measure, possibly in a little different way, but we all do it. We seek to validate and we seek to draw drama when stuff happens on our path. Instead of just saying, okay, let me deal, let me be gentle, let me deal. So, stay on your path, don't invite the mourners to your path. This is the only way you'll ever know how you truly feel. The minute you call forth the mourners, you don't know how you feel anymore at all. You've said, I'm upset, it's the end of the world, well, therefore, that's how you're going to feel. It's the end of the world. Number three, find peace before you speak, before you take a step, and before you choose. You can set your intention, but find peace before you set it into motion. Find peace. How often do we act or do something when we're upset, or I'm going to do it right now? I'm going to do it right now. When you got to do it right now, that's because you're not going to do it in a minute. That's because you're going to calm down and you're not going to do it. I learned the hard way. If I absolutely have a message I've got to give somebody right now, I need to leave the phone alone. Because I'm coming from my ego. Coming from my ego. And I learned to say, God, if they need to know it, tell them. And put them on my path, and I'll tell them when I see them. You tell them wherever they are, I'll tell them when I see them. Are y'all feeling it? If we can find peace, and that requires us just sitting down. That requires us sitting down and breathing. If we can find peace, we can understand that what I am experiencing is not as important as who I am. What I am experiencing is not as important as who I am. It's a foreign thought, isn't it? Think about all the lifetimes you've had. Think about all the experiences you've had. Think about all the experiences you had in this lifetime. Who was having them? Did you live through it? Are you okay? You are more important than what you're walking through. You are more important. As you feel that and breathe that, can you not feel power coming back into you? I am more important than what I'm experiencing. That's peace. That's peace. When I know that, I can look at my feet and see the path I am on. I can disengage all mourners. I might still be hanging on for my sake. I can let my mourners go. And I can stand up and walk gently up that mountain without having to feel that I need to validate myself or live up to any expectation. I am free to walk gently as I am. Now, does that mean you're never going to get excited and happy? You know, we cut up a lot around here. We get pretty loud and crazy and wild. Does that mean we're not going to do that? No. We're going to enjoy life. We're going to enjoy. We're going to dance. We're going to sing. We're going to be. But we don't need to force. High energy can be fun. Drama is different. And we know the difference. High energy is amazing. Drama calls forth your energy to invest in it. High energy will feed you. Drama depletes you. Okay? All right. I wanted to share just a couple of scriptures. This is 82 and 84 in the Aquarian. 82, 17 through 22. The universal Christ, who was and is and evermore shall be, is manifest in me, but Christ belongs to every man. God scatters forth his blessings with a lavish hand, and he is not more kind to one than to another. I just came from Judah's hills. God's same sun was shining, his flowers were blooming, and in the night his stars were just as bright as they are here. God cannot cast a child away. The Jew, the Greek, and the Samaritan are equal in his sight. Why should men and women fret and quarrel like children in their plays? The lines that separate the sons of men are made of straw, and just a single breath of love would blow them all away. A simple, godly life may win 10,000 souls to purity and right. Could you feel the peace in those words? There is nothing that we have to do to make God love us more. There is nothing that we have to do to prove we are worthy of receiving greater. We just have to be us, ready and receptive. Ready and receptive. In a gentleness, in a gentle peace. You ready? Let's put our feet on the floor. Take a breath. Father, Mother God, I ask that all that is done in this moment be for the highest healing of everyone here. And I ask that each one of you just invite or visualize a column of light coming over you. Feel the peace of God's love. And feel yourself now just gently being lifted up the column of light and transported to a mountainside, to a beautiful, great mountain. And just feel your feet as you're planted on the side of the mountain. You can tell how high up you are, how low to the base you might be. Doesn't matter, wherever your feet land is the appropriate space for this mountain. Can you feel yourself on the earth? You know you stand on the path, and at the top of the mountain is your goal of Christ awareness. Wherever your feet are, I want you to look. Is there a path straight ahead of you going up the mountain? Are you also standing on a path that goes around the mountain? Just notice how you feel. And I want you also now to become aware, call forth any mourners, any people that you might have with you to validate your drama. And you can choose to free them to go about their business or to walk with you. If you are ready, just bless them. Thank you for joining me and validating me, and I free you now to go about your business. And just let them go. See them moving on their path, whatever that might be. And for this moment, feeling your feet, I want you to let your heart open and realize, I get to choose my life. I get to choose. So very gently let your feet go forward. And I want you to go up the mountain in little waves. Letting your feet go up the mountain, straight up. Go all the way up until you find your feet planted in another path that goes around the mountain. Straight up to the next level. It might feel good here. It might feel free. It feels awesome. There's nobody around you. And now you have a choice. You can take the path that goes around the mountain, or you can just continue the upward walk. And in this moment, I want you to be gentle with yourself. Let your focus now go to the heart and realize there is nothing wrong with your choice. You may choose to walk around. You may choose to go up. But let it be your choice. Right action for you. You may choose to sit on a rock and just be for a minute. Whatever your choice is, I want you to do that now. Take a few steps, sit on a rock, whatever your choice might be, and feel yourself gently doing what you choose. And feel a peace deep within your heart. When I am clear, the world is mine. Let your eye go overhead and become aware of the goal, the desire to top the mountain. And become aware that that top of the mountain is in your heart. How you proceed is your choice. You have all the time in the universe. Take a breath and send this beautiful peace through your consciousness, through your life, through the world. And feel as your hand is taken by an angel and you are gently brought back into the seat, into your column of light. I am awake and life is good. I choose. The power in me chooses. Take a breath, feel that beautiful love of God pouring through you. Send your love into the room. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. How do you feel? Did you love being able to choose? Did anybody want to sit on a rock and just rest? I know some people did. That's what you need to do, just rest. As we go forward this week, think of the faucet. And if you find yourself on full blast, like you're washing dirty dishes, just realize maybe I could say it differently. If someone reacts to you, check and see where's my faucet set. And if we just become awake to and aware of the beautiful energy and the gentleness, we will find our soul more present in our thoughts anyway. Say, yay, God.
Yeah.
So it is.